Sup, Holmes?
Freaking Smash Brothers. Do you see potential? Because I don't know if you've played Smash Brothers, but
I
like
have.
you're all buddies and you're like poking at each other a little bit, and like your percentage is rising and you're feeling it building up, and
Oh
steam
my
even
gosh,
comes
I
off of
really
them
like
now.
that idea.
Yeah, and then it like hit you with like I'm gonna build up to something so good, and bam, and ah, and they're flying
Yeah.
in sparkles and colors and
No, I mean, it's interesting that you bring that up because, like, people ask me about sex in games a lot, so I end up thinking about it a lot. And one thing I think is really interesting is that there's this sort of like, if you're having sex with someone, there's this sort of sense of discovery that goes along with that, like within the experience itself, where you're kind of like, it's like a very moment to moment kind of thing where you're like both kind of like excited and you have this like sort of shared sense of discovery of like each other and everything. And I think that that's very similar to the feeling that you get in playing some kinds of games that like Smash, where you're really excited about the game and like new things are constantly happening and you're sort of with other people and there's this like general atmosphere of like excitement. And I feel like that feeling of discovery is sort of shared between games like that and
sure.
like actually having sex. It's like kind of, I don't know if that's weird, but I think
Not
about that
weird
a
at
lot.
all. Yeah, I was thinking it too. So we're both weird, maybe. You kind of like try things out with each other in Smash. You're
Mhm.
like, oh, that didn't really work. Oh, wow, that really worked. You should try
Yeah,
that again. You know, it's like the same sort of.
exactly.
But the problem, of course, is, then that leads me to think, wouldn't it be awesome if somebody made a game actually about having sex? And they're very rare. Like one of the few
Yeah.
I've played. There's a game called Incredible Crisis, which I should probably mail to you. I know you're friends with Diego Garcia.
Hmm.
Playing a lot of games like this, so I can mail it to you guys to play. There's
Awesome.
one
Yeah.
level
Try.
where, yeah, it's a Japanese like pre-WarioWare random game. There's one game where you're getting like a back rub, or you're giving one, and you get
Hmm.
like advice from a woman, but you don't see her because you're on a Ferris wheel, and she's just like, right there. And then you like keep pressing X, and she's like, "Oh, it feels pretty good, yeah," like fake orgasm talk. But it's played off for laughs. It's like as close as I've really seen to actually
Well,
trying to
Luxuria Superbia really, I think, does that kind of well in a very minimalist way. Have you
say
played
that. No,
Luxuria?
what's say the name again? Sorry, I missed it.
Luxuria Superbia.
What happened to that?
It's by Telltales. It's a really interesting game. It doesn't explicitly say that it's about sex, but it's definitely erotic in nature, and I'm pretty sure it's like about sex. Like
Yeah.
it has to be. And it's kind of like, how do I explain it? So I think the best way to play it is on like an iPad or a touchscreen device, and like the whole game is like you're moving forward through the space that I think at times kind of looks like you're in a vagina, and like there's like these little things, and you're sort of like rubbing it. You're like rubbing the screen. You should read. Lee Alexander wrote a really good review of this game, and she talks about this stuff.
Sure.
And so you're sort of moving forward through the space, and like the whole sort of mechanic of the game is sort of about kind of trying to, I think, please the space and like in the most in the best way possible, and you
Huh.
sort of like get, I don't know, it's not, I don't really, I'm trying to remember, it's like you get a better score or something if you like do a better job of pleasing the space. So it's
Sure.
all about like you like start rubbing your iPad, and it's like this really like erotic experience, especially if
Huh.
you're like playing and other people around. They're like, what are you doing? Like, why are you rubbing your iPad like that? Like, if you get really into it, it gets really sexual.
Sure.
So you should check that game out. It's
I
really, really
will. I remember now, as you talk about that, woman, I can't remember her name because it's years ago, like 2006, she wanted to make a DS game to teach women to masturbate called
good. Oh, that's a really
Lapis.
good idea.
Yeah, and it was like total. But the thing about it is, we can make video games where it's like, I am killing Mario. That's okay, right? Or I'm shooting strangers. That's fun. But like, make a game about actually rubbing part of your body. She had to like disguise it in all this metaphor, like it's a
Oh,
bunny's nose, and the bunny
yeah.
likes it when you pet it this way, but not this way. And it's like, wonder why there's this fear about being explicit about it. Like people are going to be judged for being abnormal, for being perverts, because it's not the norm or something to like sex. I don't. Oh, I'm still trying to figure people out.
Yeah, it's not good. That attitude is, I think, destructive in a lot of ways. 'Cause we should be able to talk about that stuff. Like, it's really
Yeah,
important.
I
So,
wonder how they could make a Smash Brothers, because I don't want sex and violence to be equated. I just want them all to have sex. Like, I want them to be hitting each other, but not hitting each other. It's somehow, like, making each other happy until they explode.
You gotta read more fan fiction. You gotta go out there and find your Lennon fanfic.